Welcome to the second video of how to play Human-Hunter-Monster-Cannibal. In this video, we will cover Phase 1. Phase 1 is the festival, the spring festival, where you have lots of people coming in, going out. Some of them are monsters in disguise. You're doing the best that you can as a speaker of your village to keep the right elements in and encourage them to stay and send the wrong elements out. You don't want the monsters in your village, but if they will eat things that aren't in your village, then you don't really have to worry about them. Live and let live, right? Okay, so first speaker token is over here, the curse token is in the middle, and the next meal is a farmer, which doesn't apply to the first phase, so we will move that out of the way. I've moved the deck out of the way and the discard pile out of the way as well because, limited space. We want to show. So this player over here has quite a bit of has a bit of a mixed bag. They've got 2 monsters and 1 human and 3 occult cards to work with. This one over the player or not. The player up in my front is up ahead of me, I suppose. Has 4 monsters, 1 human, and only 1 occult card. So they are probably going to go as much as they can for the Monster Sanctuary, of which there is only 1 card. Keep in mind, it is for people who collect monsters instead of humans. Over on my right, we have quite a few humans, even a couple of second phase abilities, which we won't be covering in this video. And in front of me, we have 3 humans, but a monster hunter, which is pretty good for the long term. So, at the start of your turn, at the start of every turn, you follow the instructions on the reminder cards, which dumb down everything as much as possible. So, on the start of everybody's turn, everybody gets a new card, which I will just hand out to whoever wants. No, this goes there because they didn't get a card. I shouldn't skip people, and that's a new monster. So, on my left, we have quite a few choices to make. Vicious Accusation takes a random card. Migration Syndrome and Ring Around the Rosie are both occult cards that move cards around. They do slightly different things. Migration Syndrome targets humans. Ring Around the Rosie targets monsters. But we only have 1 human here, and it's a very low-value human. They want more humans. Normally, the cards aren't all visible like this. This is for the example's purpose. So the Vicious Accusation will target a random card. And will target, say, this card. So that does not work out for them because they pull a monster, which also gives them the curse token. That's too bad. So, to get rid of some monster, they might want to use, because they have some quite powerful monsters here, it only goes up to 5, they might want to use Ring Around the Rosie. So Ring Around the Rosie passes a monster card, face down or face up, doesn't really matter, to the next player. And only players who have monsters trade amongst themselves. This player will calculate that they've got a 4 and 2 3s, so they will pass on Soul Molter. So that is the second ability that they spend. Yes, that's the second ability that they spend. Other players have to discard a card. This player will discard an occult card, and this player will discard an occult card as well, because you don't really want to discard your humans if you have a choice. So they now have the curse token, which is minus 3 points at the end of the game, regardless of who has it. At the end of your turn, you always draw a new card. Yay, to double Migration Syndrome. I shuffled this. I did, I swear. At the start of one's turn, one, of course, picks up new cards for everybody. That can go there. And this can go here. I'm probably dealing out of order. Don't mind me. North looks at all of their monsters and considers what they have. They also have Guard the Gates, which is a fantastic defensive card. But for the moment, they will reveal themselves as seeking out the Monster Sanctuary and play a 4. So if you have something higher, you can play something higher. Now, this is a trick-based game. Right now, this is an example of conjunction, where you play a monster card with a value, with a class, with a charisma level, with a scariness level, whatever you want to call it. It's probably right. Everyone has to play a monster. Now, on my right, they have to play that monster. It's the only monster they have, so they must play it. But immediately in front of me, they have a choice because they don't have a monster, so they can play whatever they like into that mess. So they will play Ritual Sacrifice, which is a card that encourages monster destruction, but for a Monster Sanctuary, they're not likely going to use it. Over here, they see that across from me is targeting monsters, but they really want to get rid of their 3. So since 4 is a winning card, it is discarded. The 4 Monster Dream Eater. So I'll discard that, and they gain, across from me gains all of the cards that were tossed into the mix. I'll just shove that into the bottom there. End of their turn, they draw another card. Ooh, a mummy. So, pass the speaker token, and the game just continues like this. Everybody gets a new card. The game continues like this until the cannibal is revealed. So I'm going to probably fast forward to that. So, an example of a gathering is the same as a conjunction. You play a human card with a value, and everybody else has to play a human card. Winning human cards is kind of the basis of the game, so directly in front of me will play something higher. You don't always win what you get, and you always have to give away something. That's not the cultist, but they do want to get rid of the higher number card, so that's what they do. So 5 wins, so it's discarded, and directly in front of me collects 3 new cards. And that was what they did. That's the end of their turn, which is too bad for them. So they draw a new card, which is another monster, which this monster has no charisma value, no class, no fear factor. So they cannot be played for conjunction. So, Ring Around the Rosie first. So, the person directly in front of me has Beatrice and Dante. They choose to kill one of each village, because they don't have any in their own village. So, they get a few kills out of this. Well, at least 2. No, 1. 1 kill. That's not great. Welcome back. So, everybody gets a card, regardless of who it is. The cannibal is now drawn, but even though the cannibal is drawn, that doesn't end Phase 1. Phase 1 ends when nobody plays the Twilight Lengthens card, and when everybody has drawn their card, if it's at the beginning of the round. So now everyone's drawn their card. That's it. That's Phase 1. Cannibal triggers and darkness falls. We will look into what the cannibal does in the 3rd video, which covers Phase 2, the darkness falls. Thank you for joining us. See you soon.